It seems to be working now. Okay, finally. So, what I wanted to do was have a little bit of fun and then go directly into this video about Trump discussing the Iran war, but with all the technical difficulties, took us a little while to get there. But let's see what he has to say on Air Force One. This is Trump on Iran war, Air Force One comments in full.
Hello, everybody.
There he is.
It's a very sad day.
Let's get that volume up a little.
Glad we paid our respects. It's a tough situation. Great people, great parents, wives, family. Beautiful ceremony. I guess you got to see that.
I assume that he's talking about the 6 people who already died. I know there was a 7th one. I know there was a 7th one the other day. So I'm assuming they just came from a ceremony for, the fallen soldiers or, the fallen pawns of empire, as I call them. So we'll see what else he has to say about, how sad he is. He's so sad. I can just tell. Look at that face.
At least partial. Any questions?
President Trump, did what you just witnessed make you think differently about going ahead with this war or even putting troops on the ground in the Middle East?
It'd make me feel different. Well, actually, it probably wouldn't make me feel different because I wouldn't have wanted to do this shit in the first place. But then I also, after, these people lost their lives needlessly, I would probably feel the exact same way that they shouldn't have been there. But, they are, that's what they're there for. They're little sitting ducks to be targets for Iran. That's why we put them there. That's what they're there for.
We're winning the war by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire. It'll continue, I'm sure, for a little while. But very proud of the people, the parents. The parents were so proud of their boy, as they call him, my boy. In case the young lady. The parents are so proud. Many of them are military parents, as you know. So but it's always a very sad thing. The war itself is going unbelievably. It's as good as it can be. We have Pete here, and we have Steve Witkoff here. We have some additional questions.
You're 1 week in now, sir. You're 1 week in.
He's like, I'm trying to get through, dude. To move your big ass bot.
How long, as of now, do you expect?
Well, I think we've accomplished more in 1 week than anyone thought possible. We've wiped out their Navy, 44 ships. We've wiped out their Air Force.
I've also heard that a lot of the ships that they've taken out are just kind of like not actual military ships. Like they're just like, just random ships that they have, or like people like they don't have any weaponry on them or something. I don't know. I heard that. I can't remember what show I was listening to, but I'm sure the 44 definitely. I think the other day it was 28, now it's 44. I'm sure it'll keep going up too.
Of course, every plane. We've wiped out most of their missiles. You see, the missiles aren't coming much anymore.
They're all gone.
The manufacturing areas where they make the missiles very hard.
So their missile, they have gone down. It has gone down a decent amount. They're not wrong about that, but eventually they're going to reach a point where they can't keep going down any further, or they can't degrade it any further. Like I'm sure that they're trying, but eventually it's just going to reach a sort of steady flow as we get more into the attrition phase of war, which is always inevitable. Don't think a war is ever some bombastic thing that happens overnight. It always turns into attrition at some point.
Drone capacity is way down, and we've heard them where it hurts.
Where's that?
Including about every form of leadership you can have, we've wiped out.
We got rid of the good leadership. We got rid of the bad leadership. We got rid of the leadership we wanted to replace the leadership with, and then we got rid of the leadership we wanted to replace that leadership. It's all gone. There's no more leadership.
6 weeks total.
I don't know. I never reject that, whatever it takes. But the military is almost non-existent, if you look. We could hit the military itself very hard, but maybe we will, maybe we won't. We haven't made that determination.
What do you think about gas prices? Gas prices right now? Are you worried about gas prices?
Ooh, I'm worried.
No.
Hey, guess what though? guess what? I did fill up on Sunday, I think, which I think was before they all went up uh like 30% or whatever across the nation. So I mean, I could be maybe I ended up biting the bullet on that one. I was kind of in a hurry. I didn't really end up checking the price while I was doing it, but I think that it was before the price went up. So
This is a short excursion into something that should have been done for 47 years.
the shortest.
47 years it's taken to do this, and no president had the guts to do it.
Hey, say what you will about this president, but there's a lot of guts in there. A lot. Like he's like 300 pounds. Like there is so many guts.
Coming back to Dover for more of these such dignified transfers.
Sure, I hate to do it, but it's a part of war.
There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more people dying. Tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. There will be there's gonna be more. Everybody, brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
Who are you with?
The Washington Post.
When you say it's a part of war?
The deaths are.
Hey, at least they're calling it a war at this point. They weren't doing that before. Okay, so they're they're being a little bit more honest. It's no longer a extended military action or whatever they called it before.
Yeah, it's part of war. It's a sad part of war. It's the bad part of war.
So sad.
Mr. President, did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people?
In my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Okay. No, if he truly believed that, if he truly believed that we did not do that shit, he would have just left it in no, we didn't. We didn't do it. Iran did it or whatever. But he said, no, in my opinion, we did not do that, which means we definitely did that shit. And at first I thought they were going to pass this all off onto Israel, but I guess now they're saying that Iran bombed their own school or something. Maybe they think it's like some reverse false flag or something. I don't know. But let's see what else he has to say.
True, Mr. Hegseth? It was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
Still
But
investigating.
the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
We think
That face, dude. Whoops.
The side that targets civilians
I believe him.
is Iran.
I believe him.
it was done. We think
If this guy told me my drink was safe at the bar, he'll watch it. He'll watch my drink at the bar while I go to the bathroom. I'd definitely believe that. Look at that face. Never told a lie.
Can you give us an
because
idea
they're
of
very inaccurate, as you know, with their munitions. They have no accuracy whatsoever. It was done by Iran.
Can you give us an idea of what unconditional surrender looks like to you? I mean, what do you want from Iran?
I said unconditional, not conditional. I said unconditional. It's where they
I think that's what he
cry
said.
uncle, or when they can't fight any longer, and there's nobody around to cry uncle. That could happen too.
It's not
we've
gonna
wiped
happen.
out their leadership numerous times already. So it's if they surrender, or if there is nobody around to surrender, but they're rendered useless in terms of military.
Mr. President, can I ask you what Peter asked you a question yesterday?
Look. They are doing an air campaign right now. Air campaigns have never done regime change. In the history of the universe, in the history of the world at large, there has never been a situation where airstrikes alone have created regime change. So that's not going to happen. Now, if he does end up doing boots on the ground, the best that they can possibly hope for is in Afghanistan. They're going to do in Afghanistan, where they temporarily replace the IRGC, they temporarily replace the government of Iran, and then they, as long as we prop up whatever fake government that we set up there, and as long as we keep spending billions upon billions of dollars and all of the contractors skim, a couple 100,000 here, a couple 100,000 there off the top to put in their pockets or whatever. As long as we keep it all propped up, it'll stay propped up. But then as soon as we leave, the Revolutionary Guard or whoever's waiting in the wings will rise to power again. And that is That is what is going to happen if we do boots on it. It's just Afghanistan. Again, it's just harder Afghanistan, like, or harder Iraq. Like it's just, I don't know. They're these little people. They're so silly.
Yesterday, you said it wasn't the right time in that event, but he was asking whether you have indications of whether Russia is supporting Iran somehow in this.
No, I haven't had that. I have had no indication of that whatsoever. If they are, they're not doing a very good job because Iran is not doing too well.
What about the Strait of Hormuz? There's no traffic really going through it.
Well,
right
that's the ship's choices, but we have it cleaned out. We've wiped out their navy. Their navy is now at the bottom of the sea, so that's the choice. This is an excursion.
Swim in with the fishes.
Prices would go up, which they will. They'll also come down. They'll come down very fast, and we will have gotten rid of a major cancer on the face of the earth. We will have taken out a cancer. Don't forget October 7th. Don't forget all of the things that have happened over the years, all caused by these people. So what we're doing is a great thing, not only for our country and not only for Israel, not only for the Middle East, but for the world.
These people all just think that all of the proxies are 100% like controlled by Iran. Or at least that's what they portray to the media, or the propaganda that they're trying to put out. Like, in their minds, there is no agency whatsoever for the Palestinian people, or for the Lebanese people, or for the Yemeni people. They all just it's all just projection. This is how they view their proxies. This is how we view our proxies. Is like, so Ukraine is like a proxy of America, and everything they do is in our interest, and they can have no autonomy outside of our interest, is how we perceive them. Or same with Taiwan, or all of our proxies. In their minds, they cannot even possibly conceive that like Hamas is an organic instrument of the Palestinian people, or that Hezbollah is a organically grown like instrument of resistance by the Lebanese people, or same with the Houthis. Like, these are all resistance organizations that have an actual base of support and grew about naturally on their own. And yes, Iran has funded them, and like, but also like Israel has funded Hamas. Like, so like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't know. They show their bias, and they project so hard when it comes to this stuff. It's wild.
Secretary Bessent announced some moves to temporarily allow certain Russian oil sales to India. Are you considering any other moves, including the SPR?
Well, if there were some, I would do it just to take a little of the pressure off. But I think that
I knew
the oil pressure. But there's a lot of oil. We've got a lot of oil. Our country has a tremendous
so much oil.
There's a lot of oil out there. That'll get healed very quickly.
Would you consider using the SPR or tapping into the SPR at some point?
Strategic reserve.
Well, I was going to say it, but he just said it. Why do I even need to explain these things when we got our big, beautiful president who can explain what all these acronyms so succinctly?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the one that built them up. Biden used them so that he could get some extra votes in the election. It turned out it wasn't even him that ran. It was Kamala. And she obviously didn't get any extra votes because we won in an absolute landslide. So he should have used it. He used it to get... I filled it up. And he brought it down to the lowest level it's ever been. We will start at the appropriate time, which is basically a gut instinct. We will start filling up these strategic reserves.
What are the circumstances where you'd send in ground troops? How are you thinking about that?
Let's hear it.
I don't want to talk about it now. I mean, that's... I don't think it's an appropriate question. I'm not going to answer it. Could there be? Possibly, for very good reason. Have to be very good reason. And I would say if we ever did that, they would be so decimated that they wouldn't be able to fight at the ground level.
Okay. My understanding of this, and so this is like a day old, but from what the Twitter sleuths are saying is that all indications seem to be that we are going to send some form of ground troops over to Iran. Not good. Not good. We're going to be bogged down for decades if that happens, like, seriously.
Are you thinking about the oil facility there? There's an oil facility kind of on the coast of Iran that could be secured by ground troops. There's been some speculation that could be a target.
Well, I don't know what the speculation is, but I certainly wouldn't be able to tell you that. I'd be in trouble with myself if I told you that.
Mr. President, don't you need ground troops to secure the enriched uranium at the nuclear sites?
We're going to find out about that. We haven't talked about it, but it was a total obliteration. They haven't been able to get to it, and at some point maybe we will. You know, that would be a great thing. But right now we're just decimating them. But we haven't gone after it. But you know, something we could do later on. We wouldn't do it now. Maybe we'd do it later on.
You said you want to be involved in the selection of the next leader of Iran.
Too late.
Talk to
Well,
me
because I don't want to just come back every 10 years, and mostly you'll have presidents, that won't do that because...
Too late, too late, too late. So apparently they chose Khomeini's son, I think, as the new supreme leader of Iran. My understanding is that he is not the choice of Trump and the rest of the neocons and stuff, and Israel obviously. But then again, no choice would be good for, like, Israel wouldn't allow any person who's selected, even if it's handpicked by America, to survive as the new leader because their goal is a collapsed state. But my understanding is it's exactly what I said would happen at the beginning, is that this is going to the supreme leader Khomeini was the, like, I feel like pretty conciliatory towards the West, and he wanted to get back into a deal so that that they could, you know, they would stop enriching uranium past a certain point and then get sanctions relief, because they had a fatwa. They had a fatwa against creating a nuclear bomb. And like, a lot of Americans don't even understand this. Like, that is a religious law. That is like, we believe it is against God to create a weapon of this much destructive capabilities. And so we are not going to do that under any circumstances. That's what the fatwa was. Now that he's dead, and this is what I said would happen, they put his son in, and his son is much more tied to the IRGC, and he is much more hardline. And assuming he survives, or honestly, it doesn't really, whoever they put in will likely be just as hardline, even if they kill the Khomeini's son or whatever. The fatwa is going to be gone. Like, it's going to be gone. They're going to get a nuke. They're going to have to go like the North Korea model if they want to, like, survive as a sovereign country and not get fucked with all the time by America. And our big, beautiful president right here, our pedo billionaire overlords, will never allow them to be free unless they get a nuke. So, you know, I mean, that's kind of what I expect to happen. I expect the fatwa to get removed at some point. But no, I don't know if that's one of those things that they're allowed to just do, or if it's like takes a whole process to do. They probably won't do it in the short term or anything. But that's kind of what I think will happen.
They don't get it. But we don't want to come back every 5 years or every 10 years and do this. So we want to pick a president that's not going to be leading their country into a war. Do you have any questions for Pete or Steve?
So, hey, I want that too. I want a president that's not leading us into war. So get this guy out of here.
Mr. Wickoff?
Steve, come on up.
Steve.
Mr. Wickoff, is there still space to do a deal with whatever is
I've heard that name a lot. I didn't know that's what Steve Witkoff looked like.
left
Interesting.
of the Iranian government?
I think there is. I think that's going to be up to the president. That's what I think. But they didn't seem
Delegate.
to be very amenable in this.
Trump's like, I'm going to delegate to you. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to delegate right back to you.
Those first set of negotiations. You heard what I said. They said we have the inalienable right to enrich.
They do.
They bragged about having 60% enriched fuel, enough for 11 bombs.
And they did that because you got out of the deal. They wanted leverage. They did that because you got out of the deal. You tore up the deal. Actually, he's hiding behind the bathroom door or whatever. Maybe he had to take a dump or something. But you didn't like that Obama got this deal. It was like one of the one good things Obama did is he got this deal that gave sanction relief in exchange for a limit on nuclear enrichment. And they obeyed that to the T until our big beautiful boy decided to come throw it in the trash. And so then they said, okay, well, if you're throwing in that trash, well, then I guess that means that we have the legal right to enrich uranium as much as we want. And they were doing that specifically so that they could have leverage. um, and so if you don't want that, if you don't want them to do that, then just get back in the deal. It's really not that hard. It's not that complicated, guys. I'm a fucking YouTuber. Like I can figure this shit out, so should you.
They told me and Jared, we're not
I
going to
guess
give
he didn't
you
have to take a dump.
diplomatically what you couldn't take militarily. So, I think they're going to need a change of attitude.
What sort of thing do you want to see in a deal? I mean, do you think you have maximum negotiating leverage at this point?
I think the president has proved that we have.
Iran today
So,
accused the U.S.
so much leverage. So where's the deal then? Come on, you got all the leverage. Where's the deal? It should be here today, right? Should be here yesterday. We did it. We did it. Where's the deal?
A lot of negotiating leverage, maybe maximum, but we're not looking to settle. They'd like to settle. We're not looking to settle.
Okay, so we have the maximum leverage. You know what happens when you're at a maximum? There's only one way to go. It's not up. I'm just letting you know.
Iran accused
The British government has now offered use of the British government has offered use of some bases now, and you had previously said you were very disappointed in them.
Aircraft carriers.
I mean, about British bases, they
See
said.
my response that I just put out? I just put out a response. You mean the offer to send 2 aircraft carriers? Maybe, but they're not sure. I just put out.
I just hope, dude. Maybe this is well, they're just choosing to get involved in the war, so whatever. If they send those aircraft carriers or whatever to like the Strait of Hormuz or like Navy ships, I think France is sending some Navy ships to like escort oil tankers or whatever through the Strait of Hormuz, which oil tankers don't take that fucking deal. Like if you're not Chinese flagged or Russian flagged, like you're probably going down. But we couldn't defend the Red Sea from the Houthis. Like I don't think we're gonna protect you from Iran on a like coast that's like 20 to 30 kilometers long, or like a strait that's like 20 to 30 kilometers long off, like directly connected to Iran or whatever. But if one of these ships who are deciding to engage in the war, uh, if they happen to go down, I don't know, could be kind of funny. Like, sorry, they are choosing to get involved in the war, so, and it would be a stupid decision of them to try and get involved in this war. The EU, ugh, they need to grow balls, dude. It's so annoying.
Out a response to it. I said, we don't need them. It's not the right time. It would have been nice to have had them 2 weeks ago, but the response I put out, I think, says it very well for you.
Iran today accused the U.S. of hitting a desalination plant in Iran, and they said that might open the door to other strikes on infrastructure, non-military.
Allow us to also open the door to other strikes against them. Look,
Did you respond to that allegation? Did the U.S. hit the desal?
They are among the most evil people ever on earth. They cut babies' heads off.
Oh, we're going back to it, baby.
What they did, take a look at October 7th. Take a look at what they've done over the last.
They're going back, baby. We're going back to old school propaganda. They are chopping the heads off of babies, throwing them in ovens. Man, that's crazy how all of these countries that we are against all seem to do the exact same thing as soon as we get into a war with them. Wow, that's wild.
Last 47 years. So I know nothing about.
By the way, those have all been thoroughly debunked over and over again. Every single time we do it, it is always thoroughly debunked. Don't believe a word of it. It is all lies. It is baby murder propaganda. It's a tale as old as time. Don't believe it. You don't even have to dignify it with a response. Just laugh in their face when they say this shit.
About a desalinization plant other than to say if they're complaining about a desalinization plant, we complain about the fact that they shouldn't be chopping babies' heads off. Okay.
Okay. The desalination stuff, that is actually very important. So I do want to tug on that a little bit. So America did hit a desalination plant in Iran. My understanding is that Iran has other sources of water other than desalination. I think they have rivers, like all that sort of stuff. So I think it was maybe like 20% or something of their water came from desalination. It's something like that. But Iran says now that they're going to start, or they may start targeting desalination plants of the Gulf states. Now, that ain't good for them because the Gulf states rely much more on desalination. I heard that like Saudi Arabia's cities and stuff might have to be evacuated within like weeks if they hit some of those desalination plants. So um, they're really you know, opening up some doors that I'm not quite so sure they're going to be able to close.
Have you communicated to the Russians not to send targeting information and other assistance to the Iranians?
Strongly said that.
And do you believe that they are?
I hope they're not.
Do you see any evidence?
No, but it's not doing very well. If they are, it's not helping much.
I mean, Russia is a little bit bogged down in Ukraine. I don't know how much they're going to support Iran in this. Um, I'm sure they'll offer some support, maybe diplomatic support. I don't know if they'll offer a whole bunch of material support. Um, China is probably going to stay the fuck out of it as long as they can, but I think they do see Iran as a um, necessary bulwark against America to some extent. And so I think that they will maybe covertly support Iran a little bit, and then if necessary, they might, support them openly, materially. I mean, not just diplomatically. So, but yeah.
Take a look at what's happened to Iran in the last week. If they're getting information, it's not helping them much.
What would it mean to you if they were, I mean, even if it's not helping the Iranians particularly much, it's still involving themselves in a conflict that they're not directly...
They'd say we do it against them, wouldn't they? Huh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they say that? We do it against them?
Yeah, that's true. We do it against them. I don't know. We ship ungodly amounts of arms to Ukraine. Yeah, we do it against them.
I don't know. Look,
offering material support to a company, or not a company, sorry. God, I live in America where a country basically is just like three companies in a trench coat, so maybe that was a Freudian slip or whatever, but countries offering material support to each other during times of war does not equate to participating in the war. Um, like you can't just start I don't know, bombing Russia because they offer some material support to Iran. That's not how I don't know. That's not going to happen. So, and like he said, we offer material support to so many of our proxies in order to fight back against our enemies. It's just, I don't know, the hypocrisy sort of stuff that we're used to in America, but it is funny when Trump does this thing where he just admits, yeah, we do it too.
they can give all the information that they want, but the people they're sending it to are overwhelmed. Russia would be overwhelmed too. Anybody would be overwhelmed. We have the greatest military on earth, and I built it.
Okay, I think I'm done with Donald J. Trump on an airplane with all of his demon cabinet picks or whatever.